The Brooklyn Nets are the most confusing organization in the NBA right now, and all this confusion isn't necessarily bad, but some of it is, man. First thing first, I wanted to get into Ben Simmons, man. I ain't gonna lie, I want to get into Ben Simmons because I honestly think that this honestly is Brooklyn's biggest problem right now. You know what I'm saying? Simmons is under his current contract until the 2025 summer. He's making $37.9 million this year, and he's making $40.3 million next season. And with this being said, he's the highest paid player on the Brooklyn Nets right now. You feel me? And what do you expect out of the highest paid player on a team? You expect that player to be performing at least at a pace where, you know what I'm saying, you could be like, okay, this is my second, third best player, but he's the highest paid. Maybe we could trade him next season. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have any value. He doesn't have any motivation right now. This isn't the Ben Simmons you would want right now. But yeah, man, he's making all that money just sitting on the bench, dealing with injuries, dealing with mental illness. You know, it's always something with Ben Simmons. And if I was a NBA GM, I'll be fed up with him. I'm paying you the most money. You feel me? And you're not even the fifth best player on this basketball team. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy. I mean, Ben Simmons has showed us like little tiny flashes of like 10 and 10 games. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to see something like a 30 and 10 game or something from Ben. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think Ben Simmons still has that old Ben Simmons in him. Okay, we all know about the old Philly Ben Simmons. He never had a jump shot, but he can always make it work. I don't know what happened to him after that 2021 season against the Hawks, man. Ever since that bad playoffs he had against the Hawks, man, he hasn't been the same. You know what I'm saying? I really honestly do not know how Philly even got him traded. Like, the fact that Philly was able to trade Ben Simmons away probably made that organization so happy back then, because this honestly was probably the worst contract ever. You know what I'm saying? He got a fat contract back in 2019. Ben Simmons is averaging a career low 6.3 points per game. But one thing to keep in mind is Ben Simmons is on a minutes restriction. You know, have him only playing like 20 to 25 minutes a game. So, I mean, to be fair, you know what I'm saying, he isn't getting like all the minutes he could be getting at the moment. Back in 2019, the Philly 76ers and the former All-Star Ben Simmons mutually agreed to a 5-year, $177 million contract. Okay, this is the dumb contract that I was talking about. Okay, back then, you know what I'm saying, Ben Simmons definitely was the player that they was looking at. Everybody thought he was the next LeBron because the way he was dunking, the way he was passing, the way he was rebounding. And to be honest, he played the game the right way. You know what I'm saying? He really did. You know, he couldn't shoot the ball for nothing, but he could do everything else at an elite level. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie, I liked that about Ben Simmons. Okay, I really did. I really thought him and Joel Embiid back then could be something special. Okay, I thought they could be something special. They both dealt with injuries in the beginning of their careers, but I thought they could figure it out. But ultimately, they didn't figure it out. Like I said, I don't know how they got him traded, but Philly ended up trading him for James Harden. And I think ever since then, man, Brooklyn just been kind of stuck with him. Brooklyn hasn't been able to trade him. And the reason they haven't been able to trade him is because it's his contract, okay? And the NBA has a rule, basically, is like you can't trade a player for another. You can't trade one player that has a rookie extension for another, okay? So I remember back then they was trying to trade for a Bam Adebayo. They couldn't get a Bam Adebayo or a Tyler Herro because those guys are on rookie extensions, and so is Ben Simmons. It's just a lot of players that the Nets couldn't target because Ben Simmons is on the roster. And then on top of that, Ben Simmons' trade value is at a career low. You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't been showing us anything. He hasn't been showing us any product on the floor. It seems like it's always the same cycle of Ben Simmons. Injury, play bad, injury, play bad, injury, play bad. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly want to see him get off of an injury and have a good start. At least to the point where he's like at least helping the Brooklyn Nets win games, okay? Because at this point of his career right now, he isn't helping. He isn't helping the Brooklyn Nets team. And I do believe that the Brooklyn Nets have a lot of talent on their roster, but I just don't think it goes together very well, okay? You got Mikal Bridges, who's mainly a 3-and-D guy, but is trying to, you know, get more of a bag so he can become the first option for the Brooklyn Nets. Then you got a young Cam Thomas, which I think should be the #1 scoring option for you guys. Is an amazing scorer, needs to work on his passing a bit, needs to work on his defense a bit. He's honestly just good at scoring, you know what I'm saying? And then you got, after that, you just got kind of guys that fit in, you know what I'm saying? You got a good big man in Nick Claxton. I like him. I like how they developed him over the years. They got Roy. I know they actually just got rid of Royce O'Neal. They got him to the Suns. But they just got a lot of tradable assets, and they didn't do anything. I mean, they ain't do anything during the trade deadline, which worried me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, coming to trade deadline, you know, they might trade like Cam Thomas, Lonnie Walker, somebody to bring in somebody. But they didn't do anything, you know what I'm saying? They kept the team exactly pretty much how it was. And it just seemed like Brooklyn got just a lot of talented guys. They got Dennis Schroeder, Lonnie Walker. Like, when I look at this team, I just get irritated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see them make a trade for somebody, okay? I don't know exactly who, what, but this team they got right now isn't it, you know what I'm saying? If I was a Brooklyn Net fan, I'll be depressed. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be depressed right now because the state of the team just looks so up in the air. The team just fired their coach, Jacques Vaughn, who they actually just gave an extension to last season. I actually thought Jacques Vaughn was a decent coach. I just think he was always thrown a bad situation. Ever since he arrived in Brooklyn, he has never had a stable situation. He always had guys in and out of the rotation. He always had trades going on. That was a guy right there I honestly don't think they should have fired right away. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could have saved him into the summer, then fired him. But if you gonna just fire him and then just have an intern coach and then try to hire a new guy in the summer, you guys could have definitely just kept Jacques Vaughn this season. But yeah, man, I just don't know the direction that Brooklyn is trying to go in, because they're saying Mikal Bridges is untouchable. So it's like they're almost making him their key guy, but that, like, Mikal Bridges cannot be your key guy. You have to be looking for another guy to pair it with Mikal Bridges, man, in my opinion. So you guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about the Brooklyn Nets, what you think they should do going forward, what path you think they should, you know, go down going forward, because this is honestly just the most confusing organization ever, in my opinion. I'm just saying, man, when I look at this team and they roster right now, I just don't get it. I just feel like they should be rebuilding or trying to go for championships, and it just seemed like they're just dead in that middle right now. Like, they just don't know. But yeah, man, I just think they should trade, you know, make some trades and just rebuild. But you guys let me know down below in the comments what you think the Brooklyn Nets should do going forward, man. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, do me a big favor, smack that like button and leave me a comment on what you want to see next. I love you guys. Till next video. You dig?